go back to the first tab. One level up. Day 2 content. So it is still work in progress. I'm like processing and working through. So the format I'm planning to use is we'll start from a question rather than jumping to the actual Gita and then try to answer it using Gita. It's like Harvard and all other places, they do case studies, so I try to take something similar. So the chapter is known as Arjun's dilemma. I think I mentioned. Go to the next slide. This is the part where Dhritarashtra will start asking what's going on. Sanjay will explain, and then Arjun will get a little bit confused. So that's what we will go over here. Next slide. So this is the whole chapter. One more. The whole chapter we can be split into 4 parts. And the way this part is done is also in the second Gita Press book. So Gita Press book is one I showed. There is one more book which is a condensed form. One nice thing about that book is 8 groups. There are total 47 verses, but ultimately 4 things are happening. First thing is there is a description of warriors on both sides. This is setting up a context. Before any situation starts or any learning starts, you have to set the context. So chapter 1 is context setting. So principal warriors on both sides, we get to hear about them. Then blowing of conches by the warriors on both sides, we will learn why that is important. Arjun observes the warriors drawn up for the battle, Shloka 20 to 47. And last part, 28 to 47, he will start getting doubts and he will start getting very saddened. So that's where this will end. So this is the setting of the context. Okay, next slide. Slokas 1 to 11 is where we're just getting started, the description of principal warriors on both sides. Next slide. So like I said, we'll start from a question and then we'll figure out the answer using Gita. So the question here is that imagine your teacher is picking somebody to be a class leader. You really like one of your friend, maybe your best friend, but there's another student who is more organized, is more responsible. Who should you choose? Should you choose your friend to be the class leader, or should you choose the person who can do the job best? Yes?
The person who can do the job best. Person who can do the job best.
Right.
Liza, did you read the question? You read the question?
All right. So yeah, we all in a blink of eye will say the person who does the job best. It is easier said than done. In real life, that doesn't happen. If this situation you'll face in life, actually, most of us will choose our best friend. We are humans. You know, imagine there is a guy, the person who does the job best might not be the person we like. We'll say, okay, screw with you. I'm gonna select my best friend. If my best friend gets, I'm gonna get favors. That's what happens. Yes. Yeah, you can be yourself. So that's a good option as well. So that's basically is shown in, and we all know this, and Gita basically reaffirms this concept back to us. Like if you are in your life, if you are in a dilemma, it could be in your school, it could be at your work. You know that. Yes, go ahead.
It's a problem.
Problem. And it's problem when you have two choices in front of you. Confusion. Which you choose, and both choices sometimes seems correct. So if you like if you like 2 favorite flavors of ice cream, so both are offered to you at the same time, and you're asked to choose one. Which one will you choose? Like you'll say both. So you know only one. So then that's a dilemma. Like which one should I choose? So that's that we'll see. So in this particular, the dilemma is I want to go with my best friend, but you know the person who can do the job best, we should choose. Next. So this is the first slok. Is Dham Kshetra Kurukshetra Samveta Yotsava Mamka Pandavaschava Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. It basically means Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay, gathered on the holy land of Kurukshetra, eager to fight, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? If you read through it, he's just asking a question that, hey, what is going on? Like, what is my son doing? What is Pandu's son doing? But here we can see a bias already. Like Dhritarashtra is already biased. He's saying, what is my son doing and what is Pandu's son? Technically, even Pandu's son, Pandu has died. So their son has looked at Dhritarashtra as father. So he is equally responsible for Pandu's son as well at that point of time. He's their uncle. So he should frame this question that what did all my sons are doing or what did everyone is doing.
Plus he's the king.
Plus he's the king, so he's supposed to be looking after everyone. But you can already see a bias over here. So same bias we all have in our life as well when we are working through our office, work, school. So and that's what the learning is. Next slide. Is basically attachment and partiality is something we should try to avoid in our life. We should, when we are making a decision, we should not be partial, we should not be biased. It's like that's a very common sense thing, but that's something that the very first book reminds us. Dhritarashtra refers to my son and the sons of Pandu, which reveals a personal bias even before understanding the situation. It is also shows that he is curious. As humans, we are curious what's going on. Third thing is Sanjay, as we will see, is very, very neutral in all of this. So that's a good position to have. Is if a conflict is going on, especially if you don't fully understand, try to be neutral. So Sanjay, as the narrator, he is aware of the situation, but he's just witnessing the situation without personal. He's not favoring Kaurav, he's not favoring Pandu. He's just doing facts, and in today's social network, that also becomes important. Is what is fact, and what is fake news. So this is like Sanjay, who is just presenting facts without any distortion. Prelude to conflict. The question sets the stage for epic's central dilemmas. Like this is where the Gita will start, because this is the conflict will actually start. And perspective shapes perception. How we frame questions. Like the way Dhritarashtra asked this question, if he could have asked in a different way, maybe the story would have gone a different. He framed the question. So many times when we frame our question, we might be thinking things right, but we don't really frame our questions correctly. So people who are listening to us, they might get a different sense that, okay, this is what this person is trying to do. Very, very important when you're framing your question, think before what you say, because that might be perceived differently. And now we have a whole record, like the Dhritarashtra was biased. If Dhritarashtra would have said something different, like we will have different record.
What could be an example of how else he might have?
So if you go back 2 slides. Actually the Shlok one slide. So here, rather than saying what did my son and the sons of Pandu, he could have just said like what did all my sons, including Pandu, or what did Kaurav and Pandu, like be equal distance to both. You are a king, so you should not be favoring Kaurav because they are your sons. So what is Kaurav and Pandavas are doing? He could have framed the question that way. So when we are working, if we say, hey, let's say we are debating, when we work in office, we work for our own team. But when we go to a larger meeting, we try not to say what is my team and other teams are doing, because that could show bias for our team when we are working on a bigger company goal. So many times we try to take a larger view, bigger view to say, so you had a question? Go ahead.
No.
Okay, so that's basically when you are framing a question, try to be careful. If you are biased, that will be a problem. Yes.
Who is the Dhritarashtra like married to?
Gandhari.
Oh,
The
Oh,
lady
who
who-
is
Between
the
their
the-
brother,
the
black
black
one.
one? Yeah, that covered her. Oh, right.
Right. So we are just 1 minute remaining. I think this is a good point to end. So this is just chapter 1. This is, you already completed 1 upon 700 of Gita. So congratulations on that. We have 699 more to go. So if you go 2 slides further up, just to give a glimpse. We are not going to cover each and every shlok. Go further. So we will cover like 2 to 11 together. Like all of those are basically the same thing. So when we go, we'll try to go a little bit faster. If we go 1 by 1 every shlok, it will take us like 700 days to really complete. We don't have that much time. So we'll group things up as we go further up. So I've already tried to combine into one theme, and we'll talk about that. All right? Right on time, 1:30. I think this room might be booked for the next person. We'll end there. Thanks for your time. I really, really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, let's wrap up.